start a perspective drawing, you want to start with your vanishing points. This is going to be a 2-point perspective drawing, so you will have 2 vanishing points. It doesn't matter where you put these points, other than they need to go on one side here and one side here, and they need to be an equal distance from the bottom of your page. So I'm going to put mine at 4, and all this is telling you is everything above that dot is going to be the sky, everything below that dot is the ground. So if you want more ground, put it higher. More sky, put it lower. So there's the ground, there's the sky. Alright? I'm going to start with the corner of my first building. You need to draw extremely lightly. Doesn't matter how tall it is, but again, you want to, if you know you want to do like sidewalks and things like this, you would want to leave some room for that. If you know you don't want anything like that, you might want to bring it all the way down. Right? And then you're going to draw the bottom of your building to the vanishing point. So I'm going to draw super light, lighter than I'm drawing. I'm trying to draw dark enough you can see it, but you should draw so light you can just barely see it. And this is going to look kind of like a kite. So what I drew right there is the corner of my building and then top and bottom. Right? And then you're going to decide how wide you want your building to be. If you draw it right here, it's going to look like a really short, skinny building, kind of like a skyscraper. And over here, it's going to be more like a house. There's the side. So every single building will be drawn this way. You will have 3 straight up and down lines, and then the top, you'll have one going to the left vanishing point, one going to the right. Alright, so I'm going to erase my extra. That's why it's very important to draw lightly when you move to your final. Alright, so on this, and you can do this on your practice one if you want to, this is the left side of my building, this is the right, because here's the center. So left of center, right of center. This is my right vanishing point, this is the left, because that's on the left side of my page, that's on the right. So anything that goes on this side of the building needs to go to the left vanishing point. Anything over here, windows, doors, needs to go to the right. So if I wanted to draw a door, decide how tall you want that door to be and how wide. Let's make a double door. And then all you have to do is use your ruler correctly. What I mean by that is it needs to be lined up at the bottom of your page, because the ruler is the triangle is a 90-degree angle. Therefore, if it's lined up at the bottom, this line and the edge of your paper is parallel. So we'll draw our lines down, line it up, draw it down. Since it's a double door, I'd put a line right down the middle, and there would be my doors. Alright. If I wanted to draw windows, since it's on the right side, I'm going to draw a bunch of windows. I'm going to draw there. That's the top of my windows. I want the bottom of the windows to be right here. And I'm going to turn this into multiple windows. So line up your ruler, your triangle, I'm sorry. Alright, I'm going to divide the window in half, so it makes it 2. So for that you have to draw 2 little lines. And then you would need to erase right here so that you have a space in between. Okay? So real quickly, I'm going to draw one over here. I'm just going to draw a window over here. 2 like I did over there. Alright, where I've seen people mess up is they'll go and just connect these 2 lines, but you just stop them randomly. So you want to make sure that you're going here, and then you have a little bit of extra, you just erase. So every line will either go straight up and down using your triangle or to a vanishing point. So I'm going to divide this building in half, this window. Got windows. Okay, so let's say you're wanting to make part of this building come out, like a deck or a porch, and it's going to come from that corner right there. So I'm going to go line it up to this corner right here and draw my line out however wide I want that porch or whatever it is I'm drawing. And same thing from the top corner, going to that vanishing point, going out. Alright. Sorry, that got really light. And then use your ruler or your triangle. Bring your line up. Okay, so from here, you have the right side of your building drew. You've got to draw the left. And again, since this is just our practice one, if you want to write right and left on yours too, you can. Make this however tall. These vanishing points are going to the left. And again, don't just connect these like this randomly. You want to use your triangle correctly by lining it up to the bottom of the page like this. See how that's lined up? And make your straight up and down line like that. And then erase any extra. Alright, so if this was going to be a porch, you would see this line back here, but I want to make it like part of the house that's protruding out. So I'm going to erase. Alright, so right side, left side, center. So now anything I draw on here, bricks or whatever, have to go over here to the right. Anything here has to go to the left finishing point. Alright, so I'm going to draw a door right there. Say I want it that wide. And since it is on the right side of that building, it has to go over here to the right vanishing point. And there's my door. Alright, let's say I want to draw a sidewalk coming out from that door. I would start with my left vanishing point. And it's going to come out. And out. Alright, so a lot of times concrete will have like these lines, and I'll see students who just come in here and just kind of draw random lines. Even those will go to a vanishing point. Every single line we drew, we either started at one of these points or we went straight up and down with our triangle. So draw. Even these lines to the vanishing point like that. Okay. So let's say you wanted this sidewalk to wrap around and go the other way. You will just take it to the other vanishing point. Erase. And it'll wrap around. It makes it like it's wrapping around the building. So then these lines would go over here to this other vanishing point. Like so. Alright, let's say this is a house and you want these to look more like blocks instead. You can actually go and make a space just like we did for the windows. So a lot of these things are just repeating the same steps. I'm not going to do all of them for the sake of time. And then you can erase, and then they kind of look like blocks rather than one solid chunk. Alright, so if you wanted to make that look 3D, you can make it almost more like a little building. Drop your little line down right there, and then connect it to the vanishing point. Alright, and then each one of these would have a line that dropped down. them look more 3D. Alright, so now for bricks and wall coverings. Alright, and it's important to know that this is your ground and that's your sky. And you would know where your horizon line is because of this vanishing point. There would be a line right here. So if you wanted to, right here in the distance, you could draw like your mountains or different objects in back there. And that would be where your ground meets your sky. Alright, so for bricks, what you're going to do is get your ruler and line it up and decide how big your bricks are going to be. I'm going to make mine 1/4 of an inch, and I'm going to make a dot at every, actually let's do a centimeter, that'll be easier to explain. So I'm going to get my ruler, get a ruler that has centimeters on it, and I'm going to make a mark at every centimeter. And then from those dots, you are going to connect that dot to the vanishing point. This is the right side. And you're just going to connect the dots. Now, if anybody messes up on anything, this is where they mess up. What they start doing is they start moving their ruler down like this, making those bricks parallel. But you have to keep your ruler on that vanishing point at all times. So these lines will actually be going up. Like this. Make sure it is touching that vanishing point. Alright, and then if you wanted to do bricks on the other side of the building, you could use those same points right there, but it would just go to the other vanishing point right here. Alright, for the lines of the bricks, what you're going to do is you want to set your triangle to where this looks like a brick shape. So not like a square. See how that's like a square? You want to move it to where that looks more like a rectangular brick. And then you're going to make marks at every other one. Alright, and then move it over to where you get another brick shape. They're going to be getting smaller. And keep moving it over till you get these brick shapes. Making your lines every other one. Alright, and then you're going to do the next set. So it's going to go in the middle. So here's my rectangle. It's going to go in the middle of that brick like this. Okay, find the middle. It got kind of confusing because we had those windows. And that will be your brick wall. Alright. To make this finished, a lot of people would possibly want to draw a roof line on some of these. Okay, so to do a roof, what you need to do is you need to find the center of your building. And to find the center, and you can use this for windows too if you want something to be in the center, you're actually going to make an X super light because it all has to be erased. Make an X on that building, and that point right there is going to be the center of your building. So you're going to take your triangle, line it up to the center of that X, and bring a line up however tall you want your roof to be. And now here is one exception to your rule, because this line is not going to go to a vanishing point. It's going to go to the corner of your building. And this line for the top of your roof will go down. It's on the right side, so it will go to your right vanishing point. Like that. And then you can do a roof over here if you wanted. You would need to find your X.